You know, there was a saying that or not a saying as much as a belief, that you shouldn't toot your own horn if you're in the public eye. That's what you hire public relations people for, is to toot your horn for you. One of the first people in the public eye to go against that was, of course, Cassius Clay, a.k.a. Muhammad Ali. He didn't leave it up to other people to toot his horn. He tooted his own horn. And since then, other people have followed his motto. I remember when Deion Sanders first got in the NFL, he used to toot his horn all the time. He used to say, "I'm the baddest cornerback in the league." You remember Richard Sherman in the NFL also. He came out one year and he said, "I'm the baddest cornerback in the league." Yeah. Arnold Schwarzenegger, I remember when he first, came on the Hollywood scene. He used to toot his own horn all the time. Why am I talking about that? Because, shout out to Tony Maceo. See what I just did there? Proper credit attribution. I'm going to use a phrase that Tony Maceo originated. So I give him a shout out. But I'm going to do some degree of ball rubbing, and it shouldn't be a surprise because I do that in at least half of my videos. But I'm gonna just declare it, man, particularly after the incidences over the last couple of days, man. I'm going to just say it. My book, The Possibility of Sex, is the blueprint. The blueprint for women's manipulative and materialistic nature. It's the blueprint. Yeah, I said it. It's the blueprint. And again, I always like to talk to that 0.001% who might not be familiar with a term I use. That's a general term. Blueprint means the ultimate standard. The standard by which others are measured by. That's the blueprint. Technically, in architectural terms, blueprint is when you, I don't get it all that. That's when you lay out, because I know something about architecture. That's when you lay out the plans for a house, how it should be built. But in informal terms, when you say something's the blueprint for something, that means it's the standard by which everything else is measured by. Like, remember, Jay-Z had an album called The Blueprint. He was basically saying, I'm the rapper that other rappers are measured by. Matter of fact, speaking of that word, if you notice, if you paid attention to that endorsement I uploaded by the guy Matt Mitchell, he said that about Mo 1. He said that if you go and listen to that endorsement, he said that about Mo 1. He said Mo 1 is basically the blueprint for how men should verbally communicate with women. He said that book is the blueprint for that. But yeah, man, I'm saying that the possibility of sex, because you always hear people, particularly now on YouTube, everybody talking about women's true nature. I always divide women's nature in at least two categories. Their true sexual nature, their true sexually duplicitous nature, and adulterous and unfaithful nature, their true sexual nature, which includes their sexual duplicity, and their likelihood to be unfaithful or adulterous, then their true manipulative and materialistic nature. You could say my book, Who Said Again, is my book where I detail women's true sexual nature. And Possibility of Sex is my book where I highlight women's true manipulative and materialistic nature. But yeah, I'm going to say it, man. Possibility of Sex. Why do I say that? Because, dude, really since I've been on YouTube, but even more specifically in the last roughly like 3 to 5 months, man, I'm watching just on my own, or followers of mine are bringing videos to my attention where people are just lifting shit from my book, The Possibility of Sex, left and right, man. I mean, seriously, like left and right, man. I mean, it's simultaneously amusing and irritating. It's simultaneously amusing and irritating for me. How I said that on a video like 3 or 4 videos ago. I was talking about people lifting from my books, and I ranked them in order. I said, most people would think that since Mode 1 is my most well-known book, that would probably be the book that people would try to lift from the most, but it's actually not. If I had to rank in order, the number one book that gets lifted from the most is The Possibility of Sex. Particularly here on YouTube. I would say particularly here on YouTube. That's the number one book that people have lifted from the most, is The Possibility of Sex. Second would be my book, The Beta Male Revolution. That's probably the second most book of mine that people have lifted a lot of material from. Third would be Mode 1, and probably my least lifted book is Ooh, Say It Again. But yeah, man, y'all know, just yesterday, I had to go in on AMS, Alpha Male Strategies, for basically repeating shit from 2 things. He repeated shit from my book, The Possibility of Sex, and he repeated shit from a popular video I did in 2017 called No Free Attention. Do you know just last night, I'm not going to say the young brother's name, because we did squash it for the second time, actually. This brother has actually been guilty of ripping off my shit twice in the last couple weeks. But both times he apologized and he removed his offending video. So that's the only reason I'm not saying his name, because he did respectfully apologize to me and he removed his video. But the reason I still got to talk about it, even though I'm not going to mention his name, man. Damn, I hear somebody cutting the lawn outside. Man, this young brother, man, bless his heart, man, just blatantly stole, man, what did I just talk about in the AMS video? That most popular, if you read Possibility of Sex, you'll know, when it comes to my discussion, I got 5 archetypes of women. Everybody knows that. So that's the number one thing you should know about Alan Roger Currie. Other than my 4 modes of behavior, Mode 1, Mode 2, Mode 3, Mode 4, the second most thing you should know about me, as far as stuff being unique to me, is I got my 5 archetypes of women, which is reciprocators, rejectors, wholesome pretenders, erotic hypocrites, and manipulative time wasters. When it comes to manipulative time wasters, my number one philosophy to do with manipulative time wasters is no free attention. No free attention. That's a philosophy in my book. That's not a phrase I just made up one day spontaneously on YouTube. A casual slogan that I just used that I heard out in the streets. No, that's in my copyrighted book. No free attention. That's my personal credo when it comes to dealing with manipulative time wasters. That's my personal credo. That's associated with me. Among all my longtime followers, that phrase is associated with. Another similar phrase is no first prizes. That's my way of saying don't put a woman on a pedestal. No first prizes. No first prizes, no free attention. Those are Alan Roger Currie's signature phrases. Signature phrases. And I've had people, a few people say, oh, Alan, man, come on, man, calm down, man. You should be flattered that people are imitating you. And you should, and stuff like, and some people suggesting that I might be overreacting a little bit. Let's put it like this, man. I've used this analogy before. Let's say I'm McDonald's. If I'm McDonald's and I find out that another restaurant, or a fast food restaurant in particular, is serving hamburgers, cheeseburgers, double cheeseburgers, and french fries, do I have a right to be mad? Do I have a right to be mad? No, I don't. Hamburgers are a universal food item. Cheeseburgers are a universal food item. Double cheeseburgers are a universal food item. French fries are a universal food item. If I'm McDonald's, I can't get mad that other restaurants, and particularly other fast food restaurants, are serving hamburgers, cheeseburgers, double cheeseburgers, and french fries, because those are universal food items. But on the flip side, if I'm McDonald's and I hear about another restaurant or fast food restaurant serving 2 all-beef patties with special sauce, lettuce, onions, pickles on a sesame seed bun, i.e. the Big Mac. If I hear about that, Hell yeah, I'm gonna react if I'm McDonald's. Because I'm gonna be like, that's my shit. Big Mac is my shit. Quarter pounder with cheese, that's my shit. McNuggets, that's my shit. Big Mac is McDonald's probably arguably their most filet of fish. That's my shit. But yeah, the Big Mac, that's probably their most signature hamburger. The double cheeseburger is the Big Mac. So yeah, if I find out about another restaurant serving a Big Mac, hell yeah, I'm gonna react to that shit. Because I'm gonna know that's my shit. That's my trademark signature burger. Just like Burger King, their signature burger is the Whopper. So they gonna react if somebody else tries to serve a burger, a flame broiled burger that's similar to their Whopper, because that's their trademark signature burger, man. So for all y'all saying that Alan Roger Currie, ARC, man, you might be overacting. No, I'm not overacting. If I was getting mad simply because people were talking, like I said in yesterday's video, people were talking about the same themes, general themes, just stuff to do with dating relationships in general, maybe attraction and seduction in general. I don't have a problem with that, man. But when you're using my specific words, my specific phrases, my specific terminology, hell yeah, I'm gonna react to that shit. Because that's my shit. I couldn't believe this young brother. Again, man, he did apologize. So I'm trying not to go in on him after he already apologized. But damn, man, he had a video. You won't see it now because he took it down. But it was literally called No Free Attention. It was literally called the title of his video. And he had in big graphics in the video. No free attention. My shit. And I guess why I'm still pissed about it this morning is the brother lied to me, man. The young brother lied to me. Because when I brought it to his attention through Facebook, he basically said, Alan, honestly, I didn't know that was your personal motto, personal philosophy, personal credo. Honestly, I'm not even familiar with your book, The Possibility of Sex. Answer! Angry ass dog face here. And anybody who watched my fucking videos sees all 4 of my audiobooks come out. I show the covers of my audiobooks in all my videos. And this young brother been in my comment section multiple times. And then he go try to act like he's not even familiar with my book, The Possibility of Sex. And more specifically, my phrase, no free attention. Sure enough, the last time I highlighted that phrase in a video was around mid-October last year. Mid-October last year, I'll put the link in the comment section. So, before I went to bed last night, I said, I'm going to go in this video and look in the comment section. If this young brother's name, I can't find his name in the comment section, then maybe he's telling the truth. Specifically about not knowing about no free attention. I know he know about the possibility of sex. But as far as no free attention. But sure enough, man, the video I'm talking about, no free attention, he's right there in my comment section. He's right there in my comment section, man. He's right there in my comment section. Possibility of sex is the blueprint, man. Possibility of sex is the blueprint. Believe that shit. It's the blueprint. Motherfuckers all over YouTube lifting off that book. Why? You want to know the significance of that book? Why it's so significant? Because, particularly as it relates to the manosphere, that was arguably the first book to come out in the manosphere that didn't have shit to do with trying to get laid. Almost every book that came out in the manosphere, from the time I entered into the manosphere, and again, I'm one of the pioneers of the worldwide manosphere, almost every book had something to do, to one degree or another, with how to get laid. How to get laid. That was if that wasn't the primary theme of the book, somewhere in the book, it had to do with how to get laid, how to get some pussy. Possibility of Sex was probably the first book, not only by me, but by arguably any influential figure in the manosphere that didn't have shit to do with trying to get a woman sexually aroused or trying to get laid. The Possibility of Sex had to do with almost just the opposite. how to quickly avoid and not waste time with the women who are not going to give you some pussy. The women who are going to ultimately end up just causing you to waste time and money, i.e. manipulative time wasters. So that's what was revolutionary about that book. That book was basically saying to guys, there's a percentage of women out here that you shouldn't even waste time trying to date or get laid with, because they ain't really interested in you. They're going to pretend like they're interested in you, but they're not. They're just going to try to exploit you for your non-sexual time, attention, and companionship, and they're going to try to exploit you for your financial and non-financial favors. That's why that book is so revolutionary. That's why people lifting it up. And that relates, that book, a lot of content in that book indirectly relates to this whole Aisha Currie. Everybody talking about Aisha Currie. Why y'all surprised about this shit? Y'all want to hear my brief thoughts on Aisha Currie?